I went to my YouTube video site the other day, and I saw I had 37 subscribers. I couldn't believe it. Where do they all come from? Where are you all coming from? So I suppose you want to know a little bit about chocolate. I better make an effort and upload a video or two. Today I am doing preparation. Chopping organic candied ginger. I've done 1.5 kilos. This is the end of it. It comes in this form. Large chunks, which are normally easier to deal with than the tiny chunks, even though they take more cutting than the smaller chunks. Because the small chunks, there's so many of them. I look at them in the tray and I think, oh, which one needs cutting? Or well, most of them. And they're tiny, so it's a pain in the neck. Whereas with the big chunks, which are usually hard to find, I'm enjoying since 11:11, and it's nearly 1 o'clock, so nearly 2 hours to chop 2 kilos of candied ginger. I am chopping it, and you can see how watery it is. Well, watery as in sugar syrup containing. So what I'm doing is, you can hear something, an engine in the back. That's the oven that's on. I'm going to dry it at low temperature for quite a long time. I can't give all my secrets away, can I? Well, I can. Actually, the point of it is, I have no idea how long to do it. I'll just do it till it feels dry enough. Because what happens, and I've had that with fruit and nut, when I've not washed and dried the raisins, is after a few weeks, or in the ginger's case much earlier, I start getting the paper wrapper showing spots of something which looks watery, gooey, syrupy type. And it's the currants and the raisins extruding a bit of water, because the chocolate mass, being fat, somehow pushes the water out of the ingredients and they end up on the surface. So I have had that mistake with candied ginger, and I had not dried it for long enough. Either that, or how I was in a rush and I hadn't dried it at all. And the wrapper ended up looking really distasteful looking. So this is an essential step in chocolate making, is preparing the ingredient, making sure there is no moisture in them, or as little as possible. Candied ginger, particularly in dark chocolate, is much of a favorite, so fortunately the batches do not last as much as 1 year each. They last a few months, maybe 4 months for a batch of, I don't know how many bars do I do, it varies. Less than Sue Gilmore used to do. Once she posted on Instagram that she did a batch of lavender chocolate, which she used to do, and she had made 200 bars, but then she supplied her chocolate to a lot of shops, which I don't. I only have a couple of shops that take my chocolate, and only once a month, because I don't want to push the sales, as I need the stock to last. As I am working alone, I can't have it selling too fast, otherwise I would be running ragged, which it's all very well being self-employed, but I also do need some time off. So it's all very interesting to have a business in chocolate. If you're a chocolatier yourself, watch out for the moisture in ingredients, particularly if you're hoping your stock will last. If you're not, then go ahead. You don't need to worry too much if it's going to be sold in 5 minutes, like if you sell to Tesco's or horrible multinationals, terrible supermarkets, which I don't recommend. Well, I personally avoid them as much as I can. As much as I can, I buy locally. And unfortunately, things like large amounts of washing powder, well, if I really thought hard, I could order them from a health food shop, but the thing is, I end up paying like £5 more for the same amount. So there's a little bit of a worry there. Do I spend money and entirely dismiss the large corporations, or do I waste money but have my integrity whole? Now that's a thought, isn't it? Maybe it is time to think. I stopped going to supermarkets altogether. But where do I get my organic, non-homogenized or non-homogenized glass cream? If I don't go to Waitrose, that's the only place. Tom Parker's, I have seen, they don't do deliveries to the place I live. They only do local deliveries, local to their farm, wherever they are. And I do like their cream. And otherwise, the only creams I could have, which I have been told of, is Riverford, which is non-homogenized but sold in plastic tubs. Or what are they called? Jessie's Ladies, I think it was called, from near Malvern, but they stopped supplying organic cream to my local shop, and now it's quite hard to get it. I suppose I could get in touch with them, but again, it means I will have to be spending another 80p per tub, at least, comparing to the Waitrose Tom Parker prices. I could have a look. Also, it means more work, like more research, more time spent looking, sourcing ingredients to make sure I avoid the corporations. But I think it's getting quite important, because the little people like us, well, they are not being encouraged to thrive. Well, it's okay still at the moment. We're not being decimated too much, but I hear all over the place of little companies going bust. Well, mostly because of the pandemic a few years ago. A lot of them went down, and I'm sure they'll come up again, but the whole thing is very strange. So it is time to shop with our wallets, isn't it? And for me to show integrity, and I really have to stop buying my cream in Waitrose, don't I? Right. Okay, well, we'll have to do it if that's the way the company Continuum wants it. Because really, it's not right, is it? Particularly, as you've seen maybe on my Instagram post, that Waitrose in Hereford have shut down a lot of staffed tills and have instead replaced those staff with shiny machines for you to go and do the work of someone else. It's all slightly challenging, isn't it? I'm very, very excited to be alive at this time where the humans have got to a point where there's a division going on. The ones will go towards transhumanism with technology inserted in their bodies. It's getting that way. And the others who want to remain traditional, who do not want to eat lab-grown meat, who do not want to eat insects, who do not want the Bible rewritten by AI just because the clown of Klaus Schwab's little boy, Yuval, or whatever his name is, has decided that it should be rewritten and changed. It's all very interesting, isn't it? But who knows? What do I know? I'm only a chocolatier, a humble chocolatier. Oh, it's got a bit of a funny neck today. Alright, I think that means I'm watching too many upsetting videos at the moment. I must refrain myself and start going back to watching things that produce gratitude, which produce the joy of life, the vitality to spring up the chair and hooray! Hooray! Hooray to the human race, hooray to the divine, hooray to nature, and hooray to the planet, the cosmos, and Akazim, the aliens. Bye for now.